Have you ever looked at your life and quietly asked yourself, what happened to the person I dreamed of becoming? Have you ever felt like every day looks the same routine, the same distractions, the same excuses, and the same results? Have you ever wondered why some people seem to transform their lives while others stay exactly where they were years ago? Before we go any further, let me ask you one question. What if the next 6 months could completely change the next 6 years of your life? Would you be willing to disappear for a little while if it meant becoming the person you've always wanted to be? Think about that. Most people are afraid of disappearing. They're afraid of becoming quiet. They're afraid that if they stop posting, stop explaining, stop attending every event, or stop trying to impress everyone, people will forget about them. But here's the truth. The world remembers people because of their results, not because of how often they announce their plans. Sometimes the greatest decision you can make is to step away from the noise and give yourself permission to grow in private. Not because you're running away from life, but because you're running toward the future you deserve. There is a season for being visible, and there is a season for building. Too many people want the spotlight before they've developed the strength to stand in it. Imagine an actor walking onto a stage without ever practicing the script, or an athlete trying to compete in a championship after skipping months of training. Talent alone isn't enough. Preparation creates confidence. Preparation creates excellence. Preparation creates lasting success. The same is true for your life. If you spend the next 6 months doing what everyone else is doing, you'll probably have the same life everyone else has. But if you spend the next 6 months becoming someone different, your future can become something different too. Think about a butterfly. Before anyone admires its beauty, it disappears inside a cocoon. To the outside world, it looks inactive. Nothing exciting seems to be happening. But inside that quiet place, one of nature's greatest transformations is taking place. When it finally emerges, it doesn't need to convince anyone that it has changed. Everyone can see it. That's what your 6 months can become. Your cocoon, your season of transformation, your private chapter before your public breakthrough. Too often we confuse being busy with making progress. You can spend hours scrolling through your phone, replying to messages, watching videos, attending unnecessary gatherings, arguing online, and still accomplish nothing meaningful. Activity is not the same as productivity. Being occupied is not the same as moving forward. Real progress usually feels different. It's quiet, it's repetitive, it's often boring. It happens one disciplined day at a time. Imagine 2 people. The first spends every evening watching other people succeed. The second spends those same evenings learning a valuable skill. 6 months later, their lives look completely different. Not because one was luckier, but because one invested while the other consumed. Your future depends on where your attention goes. Every hour is making an investment. The only question is, what are you investing in? One of the biggest reasons people fail to change is because they're constantly explaining their goals instead of living them. They tell everyone they're going to start a business. They're going to lose weight. They're going to write a book. They're going to change their habits. Weeks pass, months pass, nothing changes. Eventually, people stop believing them, not because their dream was impossible, but because words became a substitute for action. This year, let your actions speak first. There is incredible power in quiet consistency. Success doesn't always arrive with applause. Sometimes it arrives through thousands of unseen decisions. Getting up early when no one is watching. Reading another chapter instead of scrolling another hour. Choosing discipline when comfort feels easier. Saving money instead of spending it to impress strangers. Practicing your craft long after everyone else has gone home. These moments may seem small, but they shape extraordinary lives. Think about bamboo. After it is planted, it appears that almost nothing is happening. For years, there is very little visible growth. Many people would assume the plant has failed, but beneath the surface, an extensive root system is developing. Then, when the time is right, bamboo grows with incredible speed. People call it sudden success. It wasn't sudden, it was prepared. Your life may feel like that right now. Perhaps you're working hard without recognition, learning without applause, growing without visible rewards. Don't stop. Roots always come before fruit. Another mistake many people make is trying to impress people who don't even care about their future. How much energy have you wasted worrying about opinions that will never pay your bills, build your dreams, or improve your life? Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks. Each rock represents someone else's expectations, someone else's criticism, someone else's approval. How far could you walk before becoming exhausted? Now imagine putting the backpack down. Suddenly you move faster, you breathe easier, you feel lighter. That's what happens when you stop living for other people's opinions. Freedom begins. One of the greatest investments you can make during these 6 months is in your mind. Read books that challenge your thinking. Listen to conversations that inspire growth. Replace complaining with learning. Replace excuses with action. Your mind is like a garden. If you don't intentionally plant good seeds, weeds will grow automatically. Negative thinking, fear, doubt, comparison, bitterness. These things don't need permission to grow. They grow when your mind is left unattended. Guard your thoughts carefully, because today's thoughts become tomorrow's decisions. Tomorrow's decisions become your future. There will be lonely days. Some friends may wonder why you aren't always available. Some people may misunderstand your distance. That's okay. Every meaningful transformation requires temporary sacrifice. An athlete misses parties to train. A doctor sacrifices years to study. An entrepreneur works late while others sleep. The price of becoming exceptional is rarely comfortable, but it is always worth it. Remember, disappearing doesn't mean abandoning the people you love. It doesn't mean isolating yourself from the world. It means intentionally reducing distractions so you can become the person your future requires. It means saying no to things that steal your time so you can say yes to the life you're building. For the next 6 months, imagine waking up every day with purpose, reading instead of endlessly scrolling, learning instead of complaining, creating instead of consuming, building instead of boasting, praying instead of panicking, growing instead of comparing. Can you imagine where your life would be by the end of the year? Small daily victories become extraordinary transformations. You don't have to change your whole life today. You only have to win today, then tomorrow, then the next day. Success is simply thousands of ordinary days lived with extraordinary consistency. One day people will ask what changed. They'll notice your confidence, your discipline, your peace, your success. They'll think it happened overnight. Only you will remember the mornings no one saw, the evenings no one applauded, the habits no one celebrated. Those invisible moments will become the foundation of everything visible. So make this decision today. Disappear from unnecessary drama. Disappear from endless comparison. Disappear from wasting time. Disappear from needing everyone's approval. Disappear from habits that keep you average. And while the world is busy watching each other, build yourself, strengthen your character, sharpen your skills, protect your peace, develop your discipline, become the person your future is waiting for. Because 6 months from now, you can either look back with regret and wish you had started today, or you can look in the mirror and barely recognize the stronger, wiser, more disciplined person you've become. The choice is yours. Don't wait for January. Don't wait for the perfect opportunity. Don't wait until you feel motivated. Start now. Let today become day one of your transformation. Disappear for 6 months, not to hide from the world, but to prepare for the life you were meant to live. When you return, don't announce your comeback. Let your confidence speak. Let your character speak. Let your discipline speak. And most of all, let your transformed life tell the story that your words never could.